What's up, guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video. First things first, I hope everyone has a wonderful 4th of July, Independence Day, especially my fellow Americans here. I know sometimes things can get divisive, especially this year. I know it's an election year and everybody, sometimes things can get divisive and we focus on the things that we have differences upon and things that we disagree on. But one thing I love about the Pokemon community is you have people of all different demographics and people of all different backgrounds, but we have this common love that we share about with Pokemon that we can really come together with. So it's cool that we have that to focus on and come together. And today we can celebrate us Americans as a country in our independence. And we're not a perfect country, but I think we have a lot to be proud of that we can be grateful for and celebrate. So that's that. And now Hester Nation has brought us some fireworks to celebrate the 4th of July with Chandelure, as well as Skeledirge and Goodra. And with that intro, let's make sure we don't have any nonsensicalness in the comment section, and we keep this about Pokemon and positivity, because this is a cool team. Chandelure has always been one of my favorite Pokemon since I was introduced to it in the Go Battle League. And I know a lot of my friends in the community, like Inadequence and Jay Mills, I know is a big Chandelure fan. They like to run it. So Skeledirge is going to be a big part of this team, right? Because with this double fire line, Skeledirge is oftentimes going to be the safe swap as, Snorlax lands the Outrage. Yikes. Shadow Snorlax landing the Outrage is big. So you're going to come in with Goodra. And now you have to potentially respect the Outrage here. And notice that Goodra is running that Draco Meteor. Draco Meteor here in the Master Premier League, I think makes a lot of sense. Calls the Body Slam like a savage. And, you know, it makes a lot of sense. The opponent already revealing the Outrage knows that they might be inclined to try and shield it, right? So, reads the opponent's mind, calls the bait, lands the Thunder Punch. Gonna save that for later. And here is where Chandelure up a shield can be so dangerous. Going for the Shadow Ball right away. Connects! And the opponent probably felt like they had to call the bait to give themselves a chance. And Hester Nation executing right away how the team is supposed to function, and gets the win. So here we go. Game number 2. Instant swap. Met by the Waterfall Gyarados. Not good at all. However, this is what you're supposed to do with this team, right? You lure out the water-type Pokemon. You get a shield advantage here. And gonna get to a Disarming Voice. So we'll be able to chip the Gyarados, make this more manageable, hopefully, for Goodra. The question is, do you respect a potential Outrage here with Goodra? This is a big call. Gonna no shield. Let's see what this is. And it is just a crunch. So that's not too bad. Look how bulky Goodra is in the Master Premier League. Wow. Very bulky. Took that crunch absolutely no problem. Another crunch likely coming through. Puts Goodra down into the yellow. But this is what we want, right? Chandelure up a shield. And these licks are going to be threatening. But Chandelure is going to start ramping up. That looked like it might have been a charge attack priority, didn't it? Which is, okay, no, never mind. I was wrong. Gonna go get off another Flame Charge here soon. Not before Snorlax gets off a Body Slam here, most likely. But you gotta shield something, right? So going for the Flame Charge here. This could set up a potential Incinerate down. But I think Snorlax will reach another Charge Attack. And this is painful because you have to shield a Body Slam. But I think the next Incinerate might KO. And do you come out with a Charge Attack? No, you don't. Do you get there before the counters knock out? Oh, you do! And Chandelure up a shield is going to sweep the Snorlax and the Annihilate. Wow, that was absolutely insane. Hester Nation sweeping the nation with this crazy team. Okay, gonna stay in. So notice how Hester Nation stayed in to see that it was Charm. If it was Waterfall, would have had to stay in because that would have been embarrassing, right? That's something I could totally see myself doing. Like you assume it's Charm, so you swap, and then it's Waterfall, and then you swap your Fire type into a Waterfall user. So stayed in. Once they saw it was Charm, they swapped. Now you're gonna have to use Goodra to clean up what's left of this Rhyperior. Unfortunately, this is going to be a little bit tough to deal with because you have no Aqua Tail. So he takes the Breaking Swipe. Thunder Punch. Oh my gosh. Gonna be forced to throw Thunder Punch here and expend this energy, which is a little bit annoying. Might even fire off Thunder Punch, yeah, to try and chip away at this Primarina. And just gonna hope that Chandelure can do the dirty work again, get the sweep. Okay. This looks promising. Tackle. Tackle. It is a ground type, but it's double resisted. Tackle is not going to be threatening at all. Oh my gosh. I think this looks really good. Now, can Chandelure even farm down? I think you might want to throw this Flame Charge instantly. No. Okay. Not going to do that. If Hester had thrown the Flame Charge instantly, I'm not convinced the Incinerate would have KO'd anyway. So maybe it wasn't the right play anyway. Now going to throw the Flame Charge. And shields are down, so this is going to be really close. They still have one shield left, correct? Primarina still has one shield. So now Primarina's probably going to get to a move. Oh, but the catch! Waited a charm and made the catch. Hester's playing out of his mind. Hester, bro. Oh my gosh. Resisted Flame Charge. The debuff has, or the buff has been cleared. Is it going to be enough? Yes, it is. Chandelure is too good. Hester's too good. This is insanity. This is fireworks. Unbelievable scenes. Hester Nation. Oh my gosh. Holy cow. I wonder if Hester Nation watches, if you watch this video, let me know if it's a, if your name is a reference to Devin Hester, the legendary kick returner for the Chicago Bears. As a Wisconsin native and a lifelong Green Bay Packers fan, the Packers and the Chicago Bears are rival football teams, American football teams. So there's a little bit of rivalry there, but I think most Packer fans have a ton of respect as Swampert lands the Earthquake for Devin Hester, as Goodra goes for the Draco Meteor. Draco, oh, connects on the Swampert. And then we see the pivot into Skeledirge. And Florges is staying in. Yikes. This is not a good sign for the opponent. Once Swampert's out of the picture, it seems like they might be double weak to fire. Oh, yikes, dude. They're swapping Magnezone in here? Oh, this is not good at all. Double weak to fire in the back against a double fire back line. They are going to be in for a sore surprise once the back Pokemon is revealed. Hester can honestly just let Skeledirge go at this point and save shields for Chandelure. That's exactly what he's going to do. Going to let it go. Now Magnezone is debuffed. Oh, going to come in with Goodra. I guess it makes sense, right? Goodra's going to be no use against the Florges, so might as well use it here to absorb some energy. And they're throwing mirror shots. Not even going to be enough. Oh my gosh. Maybe the opponent still feels like they have a chance. Poor opponent. Oh, there's the top left. But yeah, I was talking about Devin Hester. For those of you that aren't sports fans, Devin Hester was a legendary kick returner for the Chicago Bears. I think set like the NFL record for most kick returns for touchdowns in NFL history, and was just such an exciting player to watch. Every time he went back there to return punts and return kicks, you were worried he might return it for a touchdown, and famously returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown against the Colts in the Super Bowl. I still remember that. I was like, I was a teenager, I believe, when that happened. Anyway, maybe even younger. That was a long time ago. It was like 2010 or something. No, wait. 2010 was the Packers, wasn't it? I'm losing track of the years. Anyway, we're going on our tangent. The classic Rise tangents, where one comment gets mad. But most of y'all know that's just me. And then Goodra comes back in. Snorlax revealing the Earthquake there. In comes Florges. Going for a Thunder Punch here. Going to try and chip away so much energy on Goodra. Now in comes Chandelure. What's the third going to be? Have we seen it yet? Oh, yikes. They are double weak to Chandelure, and this looks like ramp-up time. This is where having Flame Charge is so nice, because they... Yeah, like, I don't know if you really... It's so tough, because if you're the opponent, you know it's a Flame Charge, which you can take, but it's like, you have to preserve health on the Annihilate anyway, so it's so difficult as the opponent. I don't even know where you want to expend your shield, to be honest. Another flame charge here, ramping up, ramping up. Gonna expend the shield. I don't know if Annihilate even reaches 2 Night Slashes here. I wasn't really counting. Gets off another flame charge. Chandelure just going crazy. Going insane. Oh my gosh, the Incinerate damage doing so much. Moonblast is not quite enough from here. 1 Incinerate away. This will definitely be enough after all of the ramp-ups from these flame charges. Bang. Knocks out Florges. And this is 2600 plus elo range. This is very solid elo this early in the season. Approaching expert range. I know some like really high-level trainers, some worlds qualified trainers that are in this elo range right now, in the 2500s and such. So this is very solid elo. These are really solid players. And he's making it look easy. Chandelure is making it look easy. All right, solid lead. This is where you want to see the Garchomp. The awkward thing here is without like Aqua Tail, the Thunder Punch is just not threatening at all. Calling that it's not an Outrage. Must have not built up to it because that was like an instant no shield. Okay, in comes Snorlax. Do we go for Draco? I like it. I like it. Come on, let's land the Draco. Ah, no fun. Interesting going for Chandelure here instead of Skelly. That surprises me. Gonna elect to let it go, and it is the Outrage. Yikes. But gets off at least a parting flame charge before going down. That's something. So this time Chandelure is actually going to play the role as like kind of the sacrifice. And now it's going to be more so up to Skeledirge to try and sweep this game. Skeledirge a little bit bulkier than the Chandelure. Gets like a full free Incinerate pretty much there with the timing from Snorlax. Oh, gets baited. Unfortunate. I don't think Snorlax... Oh, this is nice though. All this energy, the Disarming Voice going to hit for super effective against Garchomp. Has the back-to-back. Is this enough? It's not the hardest hitting move, but it is super effective here against Garchomp. Does knock out. That's massive. I don't think Snorlax is healthy enough to reach an Outrage, but I could be wrong. It did farm up a lot. Income Zone. This looks really good. Could be a Wild Charge. So gotta respect it. And going to wait. And they top left. Okay, GG. A little bit scary because Snorlax was still there. But, you know, even if they caught, I don't think Zone lives the mirror shots. Or, sorry, lives the mirror shots. Lives the Incinerates anyway. Because would have had to live 2 more Incinerates to reach another Wild Charge. All right. Gyarados. Going to stay in here. Thunder Punch, of course, very threatening. Would... potentially knock out with that double super effective damage, and grabs the shield. Gyarados gonna build up a ton of energy here, go for a crunch. I mean, with the bulk of Goodra, it might even survive a crunch from this range, but gonna shield to be safe. Would have been really close, whether you live that or not. Going for another Thunder Punch here. Might want to consider swapping out if they shield. No, not gonna swap out. Does get fully farmed down, so this is a little concerning in my opinion. Maybe come in Skeledirge to tank the energy better. And might just have to fully sacrifice the Skeledirge and try and put this all in the back of Chandelure, because Chandelure with a shield can potentially sweep this game a little bit better. But the problem is, can Chandelure farm down before another Aqua Tail? I don't know. Because I think you live 2 Incinerates. Oh, yikes. This looked like a tough hill to climb, personally. Still 2 full Pokemon. Yeah, I don't see this happening unless it's like Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, and you live a move. Oh, hold up. Well, suddenly, wait, what? They don't get to a move. What's going on now? Now you're just 2 Incinerates away from a double boosted move. Oh my, wait. No way, dude. Are you kidding me? Holy cow. How did Ursaluna not get to a move? So Ursaluna must have committed to like a high energy cost move and not settled for a low energy cost move, but I think they only would have needed a low energy cost move unless it was something like an Ice Punch, and maybe Ice Punch still would have not been enough from that range. So, wow. That game looked like they were in a terrible spot and somehow was able to pull it off. That's why you never top left until it's like very clearly over. And I will admit I'm guilty. There have definitely been a few moments where on stream when I'm playing my GBL sets where I've top lefted where maybe it was a little bit early. If I'm in like a terrible spot or maybe I lag. Yikes. Excadrill without Aqua Tail, like, yeah, I think you got an instant swap. Probably going to put up... No, not going to put up a shield. Interesting. Skeledirge bulky enough to tank a move. Catches, but like that's fine. Shadow Ball will still hit hard here and actually do slightly more raw damage than Disarming Voice, so that's fine. You come back in with Goodra, of course. Do you bother shielding or no? Not going to bother shielding. Just going to save shields for Chandelure. And you're hoping, right, that Dragonite is their... Oh, going to actually throw the energy. This is interesting to me. I feel like maybe could have got the farm down and then thrown Draco, but... Oh, baby. Dude, 2 shield candle. It's been the theme of this video. 2 shield candle is just so nasty. These Incinerates doing so much. Wasn't the best timing. So the Togekiss threw after 2 charms there. Should have thrown after 3 charms. And that could actually be pivotal. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is insane. And are you already at double flame charge? So if I'm being picky, could have done 1 Incinerate and then double flame charge, but this is fine. And yikes, dude. Holy cow. Holy moly. Shadow Ball bang. Chandelure just disrespected Togekiss and Excadrill. That was a 1v2 right there. I saw like a video on social media of Eddie Hall, the famous strongman competitor, like 1v2ing in a MMA match. Very crazy. That was basically what happened there. Chandelure was just 1v2 against Togekiss and Excadrill. Very dominant matchup here for Skeledirge. Going to resist everything because usually the floor just is going to be running triple fairy moves. Usually it's going to be running Fairy Wind, Disarming Voice, Moonblast. So with that fire typing, Skeledirge is going to resist everything. Going to land the Shadow Ball, take 1 more move, and go for the full farm down. Super dominant matchup. Not only do you not have to go down any shields, you come out of here with so much energy. Oh. I don't think Disarming KOs. Oh my gosh, that was close though. Blind Shadow Ball. This is like best case scenario though. Like you come out with the Shadow Ball and you give minimal farm. Ooh, okay. So it's Charm, so this should be fine. And notice going for the Flame Charge. I could see some people maybe going for Shadow Ball here in their heads thinking not to go for the resisted Flame Charge. But in my opinion, no reason not to go for the Flame Charge because you're ramping up your attack and you're doing more reliable damage with these Incinerates. So yeah, in my opinion, no reason not to be going for Flame Charge here. Going for Shadow Ball could be like a potential lose condition to not ramp up your attack if they were to shield and then preserve health on their Primarina. They do land the Crunch, but Goodra too bulky, and especially against the Waterfall Gyarados, is going to be too favorable of a matchup. Very nicely done. Hester Nation. Back at it again with the homemade iced coffee. Avalugg. Gonna dip out immediately. There's pros and cons, right, to running such a hard ABB type line. Because sometimes it's nice as the Rock Slide connects for super effective damage. Sometimes it's nice to run a more ABC line where you're not forced to swap out immediately. But this does make it a little bit easier in a way where the strategy is a little bit more simple. You know, okay, bad lead, I just immediately pivot. Makes it a little bit straightforward. So gonna have to sacrifice the Oh, comes back in Goodra. Interesting. But now do we have to shield Avalanche? Or am I tripping? Is it not? Icy Wind. Oh, okay. Oh, yikes, dude. Are they, like, super weak to... Well, yeah, right? I mean, if they didn't swap out anything else into the Skeledirge, that was probably their best Skeledirge answer. So now Candle is just insane. And Hester recognized that. So that's why he came back in with the Goodra. Because that's what this team does. This team just saves 2 shields for Chandelure. And I think the Annihilate might have gotten the damage registration error there, which is unlucky for Hester, unless I saw that incorrectly. Oh, yikes. Well, this is a little bit scary. Going for the bait here. Does get the bait. Still has a decent chunk of health on Goodra. Going for the Shadow Ball now. I want to say Skeledirge is at 4, right? 4. Comes in. Gonna let this go. Do you live Disarming? Oh, you do. And you get to the Draco. It's gonna do so much damage. Is this enough to knock out the Skeledirge? Yes, it is. Oh my gosh. Unreal. What a game. Ghost Burns Red. I recognize that name. Excadrill. We instant pivot. In these longer type videos with these types of teams, it's kind of cool because you guys, like, by the end of the video, I feel like we know how to play this team almost. Probably not as well as Hester, but we get a sense of how to play it. Waterfall Primarina is tough, but look at this. I mean, Excadrill is going to... Or Excadrill. Skeledirge is going to force a shield here. Unfortunately, Primarina is going to get a full farm down, so you're probably going to have to put up a shield. Unless you're just willing to fully sacrifice Goodra here. Are we just going to sacrifice? We're just going to sacrifice it. What am I talking about? What am I even talking about? Of course we're going to sacrifice it. We're just putting everything on Chandelure like we always do. Oh my gosh, ABA week again. Oh, what was I even thinking? Of course we're going to sacrifice Goodra and just put it all in the back of Chandelure. Holy cow. Gonna actually shield. Ends up being a Disarming Voice, which is unfortunate. I think we have to take it, yeah, because Excadrill may get to a move. Ooh, Moonblast. This is a little bit scary, actually. Right? Because they're going to get 1 Waterfall worth of damage, potentially. And Drill will reach a... Oh. Huh. Will this KO? Oh my gosh, it just straight up KOs. Well, I think the opponent might have misplayed there, because they could have got more Mudshot damage. That was a little bit weird. I feel I might just be totally tripping. Because if the opponent stayed, they could have got those Mudshots off. Sometimes something like quickly happens in the end game, and I feel like I couldn't fully process it, where I feel like there might have been like a chance for a win condition there. I don't know if you guys feel me on that, or if you guys are just way too smart. Waterfall Primarina, even though it's a fairy against a dragon. Because we have the access to the Thunder Punch. There's some play here. We resist the waterfalls. Reminds me a little bit of like Goodra versus Azu, right? In the Great League. We resist the bubbles. So it's actually not like terrible for Goodra. Goodra beats it. Pretty insane. We're going to pivot as soon as Floridas comes in. I love the play here. And we just win. Like this is a situation we just have won the game at this point. We know we've won the game. How do we know we've won the game, Rise? Because we can chip away at this Snorlax, and we know there's a Floridas in back, and we just dominate the Floridas with our Chandelure that we've got. So once we've lured out this Snorlax, the game is over. We don't even need to shield whatever this is, because we can just use whatever we have left of Goodra to clean up. Or even, yeah, and then we can just let this go. And 2 shield Chandelure is the way. That should be the title of this team. 2 shield Chandelure. The 2 shield Chandelure team. Gonna put up a shield here. Gotta shield something. And Snorlax is probably only gonna reach a body slam in the end. So a body slam would do less than anything the floor just can throw at you. So I think the shield makes sense. Plus, it ended up being a Moonblast, so great use of the shield. Moonblast, although resisted, still is a pretty hard-hitting move. So it still does a decent amount to Chandelure. I've definitely been I use Chandelure myself when I've run Master League for some fun, so I know a Moonblast still can hurt pretty bad with the glassiness of Chandelure. Flame Charge knocks out. Opponent concedes. And I think we have one final battle for Hester Nation. As we get into the end of things here. Here we go, baby. Hester Nation. An absolute dominant force. And, okay, negative lead. He's going to try and overcome it. Skeleturge, safe swap. They're staying in. They come in Dragonite, but this is terrific. This is honestly so good. Because they were a little bit slow, right? Because they were a little bit slow, we're easily going to get to double disarming here. Don't need the shield, per se. And we're easily going to pull a shield advantage. And this shield advantage is absolutely what we want. And we've seen so many teams in this video that are ABA weak to fire. Oh my gosh, they're forced to expend energy too. Now they're... Oh, we're going to actually shield. Interesting. So we're going to force the opponent to make a decision. Do you want to use your last shield? Or do you want to give up switch? They're going to use their last shield. Dragonite probably reaches the claw here against Goodra. But I think we're fine with that. No, they don't. Insane. And now they are going to be shieldless against Chandelure. They're going to throw energy for some chip damage. Probably a Moonblast. We're actually going to... Oh, Disarming Voice. Nice bait. Oh my gosh, they're staying. Is it Excadrill? It might be Excadrill. We're Flame Charging. I don't think Flame Charge is enough, but we're ramping up. So now maybe we get Moonblasted. If it's Excadrill, Excadrill's just going to go bye-bye. Oh, man. We're not going to find out. I think it might have been Excadrill. And that is the video. Thanks so much for Hester Nation for the submission. That was a really fun one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to thumbs up the video. Comment down below. All comments are appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And one more time, a happy 4th of July and Independence Day. I hope everyone has a good celebration. Make sure you stay safe out there. And have a great rest of your night for those watching this video. All that said, thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace!